Albuquerque Real Estate Roundup for June 19th, 2023, Juneteenth day today, Monday. And we've got the new data that came in over the weekend. And every week we look at what's going on with the real estate market in Albuquerque, in the trends, in the data in particular. So let's take a look. Now, I'm on the real-time market report. This gets updated every week. We track every single home for sale in the Albuquerque area. I get this from Altos Research. They do a great job tracking this for us. And it gives us an idea of not where we've been, but where we are right now, and does give us some insights into the future. So for this week, our market action index is at 53, which is still showing a very strong seller's market. If you've been in the real estate market at all, you know it has been a strong seller's market. Of course, that's very generalized. We're looking at the entire metro area, all homes, all price ranges, all different parts of town. So it can vary quite a bit. And I'm going to get into that here in a moment by the part of town and price range. Median prices and price per square foot are still holding up very strong. We seem to have hit a little bit of a plateau, which would not be unusual for this time of year, where we get a big run up in early spring, home prices kind of settle in or plateau up a little bit. The big news is inventory and the number of homes on the market. So I'm going to scroll down here and get to the full chart. We're looking at the 3-year trend. And when we're saying inventory, it's the number of homes on the market to purchase at any given time. And we track the weekly average. Right now, for the weekly, I'm going to turn off the 90-day moving average, but the weekly average 903, which is basically identical to the same week last year, very similar. Well, no, I take that back. 2 years ago in 21, it was quite a bit lower. But what you can see from this, last year at this point, we had a build in the number of homes on the market, and then it continued on up until August, September, which again is not unusual at all. This year, we did not have that growth in inventory in the early spring that we normally would see. So it's going to be curious to see how this shakes out. Now, of course, last year we had those mortgage rates that really, well, more than doubled in a very short period of time. So I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it. We'll see how this goes, but it is good news for home buyers, and that there are more choices out there today than there was last week, for example. It's not huge, but we'll take every little bit that we can get. If we look at the 90-day average, which kind of takes out some of that weekly variability, you can see it's very similar to last year. Again, we had the increase. So that's something you watch closely because, well, it's supply and demand. We're looking at the supply side. It's still very low historically, and not a lot of choices out there. We'll look at demand here in a minute. I've got some foot traffic data I'm going to show you. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you for home sellers is days on market. Average days on market, another good indicator of demand and how fast things are selling. It's definitely been higher this year than we've seen in years past. But if we go back to 2019, we're still quite a bit below that. So this is the same week in 2019. Average days on market was 104. So again, 2019, the last normal real estate market. We've been calling 2021 and 22 the unicorn years in real estate because they were so unusual. So anyway, back to the data, 79 days is the average days on market. This is for the homes that are on the market, not the homes that have already sold. And if we look at it from the median days on market, it is, where it is, there it is. You'll see that's come down as well from where it was earlier this year. And we'll kind of see how that shakes out. What we are seeing, though, again, this is the homes that haven't sold. We are seeing homes sell fast, good homes, priced to the market in good condition. When I say good homes, I say, good condition, moving condition, updated stuff like that, that are properly priced to the current market conditions, are still selling fast, especially in popular areas. All right. I promised you something about foot traffic. I want to show you this. So this is the data directly from our system that we use here locally called Showing Time for lock boxes. So lock boxes are the key boxes we use within the realtor community to track or allow people into homes. But what this does is track the trends and how many showings there are. And we did have a drop off here a few weeks ago. So these are weekly averages. And you can see here, let's see, the beginning of the month, it had slowed down, and we felt it. We felt it in the market. Colleagues that I talked to in the market, everybody was feeling a little bit slower. And you'll see though that it's actually kind of common because we're looking at 21, 22, and now 23, the orange or gold or whatever color. I guess it's orange, the color there. Um, it's it was quite a bit slower, but it's not unusual. You can see kind of across the board. Let me just get this out of the way here. You can see in the orange, it has been slower than the past 2 years, not quite as much. And there's definitely some reason for that. And we'll jump right to that reason, which is mortgage rates. Currently, right now, mortgage rates, this was the Friday read, average across the country, just around 7%. Most people are paying more than 7% these days. Prognosticators are saying, well, maybe it'll go down, maybe it won't. We'll see. People are saying probably in the fives by the end of the year, but it's going to be dependent on if we have a recession, meaning if we have a recession in the country, and of course, a whole lot of debate about that, rates will go down. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it does it anyway. I'm not going to go there today. Talk to a mortgage professional if you really want to dig into the mortgage markets because it's kind of complicated. But that's where we're at right now. We're kind of in that range. Nobody's projecting things to go much higher than this kind of 7 that we're in right now. But that's where we are today. All right. I wanted to show you something. This is on our website at welcomehomeabq.com. And what I have is that market action index broken down by zip code and or community or city. And you can see that certain areas, it's a much stronger seller's market. So take 87112, for example. All right, so 87112 is a little bit more moderately priced area. So it's not a surprise that it's a much stronger, hotter market than, let's say, 87107, for example, which is North Valley, little more expensive home. Median price in 87112 right now, list price is, I think, just sub 400, which is still pretty high, historically, without a doubt. But you compare that to 107, which is more like 700 is the median list price. So it is very area dependent, price point dependent on how hot the market is. But you can get this on our website at welcomehomeabq.com. And over here under market, it's the market action index. I also have every zip code broken down and giving you the trends, all the different trends on every single zip code in the Albuquerque. So you can always click on these and subscribe if you want to get them in your inbox. We're not going to pester you, but I do want to put this data out there because I want good data so people understand what's going on with the real estate market. If you got any questions on real estate in Albuquerque, we're the Venturi Group with Real Broker. We're at 505-448-8888. Thanks. Take care.